and welcome to Empire Rugby League. This is Coachy from the Couch with Bear and Wombat. Wombat, I'll tell you what, it's been a hectic couple of weeks. Bit of work, a bit of life, a little bit of everything going on.
Kind of missed everything, realistically. Like, we've lost... unfortunately, couldn't do State of Origin 3 review, but...
No, but obviously...
Queensland?
Yeah, Queensland won, got away with it quite easily. I mean, to be honest, I know I jumped on with the boys and talked a big game about New South Wales, but there was never any confidence in it.
I think peer pressure set you in on
100%. Well, you got to think, the boys have been absolutely giving it to me for the last 6 weeks about how I'm a closet Queenslander. I'm like, no, I'm just a realist.
Yeah,
I can see the dumbass mistakes that New South Wales are going to make, and I can see the risks that Billy was going to take, and I didn't think many of them were risks.
He's very smart, but I will say that was perfect textbook State of Origin footy from Queensland.
Well, to be honest, all right, let's do it. Okay. So now sitting at home, camera comes out. Yeah, all the big news about Munster and his dad and all that, and I take nothing away from that situation. As Queensland are walking out the tunnel, Cameron Munster isn't even at the stadium. Mentally, he's not. You can see it on his face. He's not even there. The rest of Queensland behind him are basically picking up that energy, and mate, they were there for the taking. They were there to get beaten 50-0.
Well, the first 10 minutes, it looked like that was going to be the case.
Absolutely, and then as soon as Luai kicked it and that 7-tackle set, the game was over. It was. I know that sounds like hindsight, but I was sitting there. I was actually watching it with the Badger, and I went, "That's it. She all done. You guys will go up the field and score here, or if you don't score, you'll be up here for the next 10 minutes, and then that's it. It's all over."
Because it turned on its head, and it was like, "Hang on, where this Queensland side just come from?"
Yeah, absolutely.
But they gave nothing to New South Wales. New South Wales were giving them everything.
Oh, New South Wales were terrible. Absolutely terrible. But at the same time, you can't even say that first half was playing on emotion for the situation of what it was with Munster and that.
Because it wasn't.
It wasn't. There was no... They didn't even tap into that. Maybe in the patches of the second half, but they didn't have to. That was pure footy energy that came out of them in the first half, because they're like, oh, well, these guys... Oh, they're not on. Well, screw it. Let's go.
They went after it.
Yeah, and full credit to him. Tommy did and has bought me dinner for about 6 weeks with his amount of series.
Good little bet on that one.
I told you, as soon as he got selected, I think it's even in our Game 2 preview, as soon as he got selected, there was a sneaky little $5 go on him.
Yeah, but no, all in all, it was good, but... That's our little review of it. But
yeah, that's it. Because if we go any longer, I'll end up making New South Wales people cry. But anyway, we'll move on. Wombat NRL rounds 20.
Yeah, had to skip 19 because of everything else that happened. But
yeah, well, you were working, and to be honest, mate, I enjoyed the week off. And then this week. These reviews are going to be a bit patchy, and the reason we're not doing NRLW is because you actually went off and enjoyed Mother Nature last weekend.
Yeah, froze my arse off.
And, well, my internet stopped working, so I had a hard time watching a lot of footy. So we're just going to quickly breeze through these things, and that's why there's no NRLW this week, because the times that those games are scheduled for us over here is... absolutely nightmare.
It's kind of like, hang on, when are they playing? And you pull your phone out and you're like,
oh shit, it's half time already.
It's like, wait, the game's over? Who won? Oh, yeah. Oh, they won. Oh,
yeah, okay. I've got to get the schedule down a bit better for the NRLW, but anyway, round 20 of the NRL. We'll kick it off. Finns 43 over the Cows 24. Now, again, we didn't record last week, but I can go through the group chat and post them up and send them to the social media girl to post up if you want. But Avarillo at 6.
Oh, yeah.
Called it.
Called it again. You're double into my little...
Well, to be honest, Wombat, we are calling... Christian Wolf must have some sort of psychic link with us, because we have called a lot of the changes that have happened to the Dolphins to help them improve over the season.
Max Platt
going back to 13. Unfortunately, he got injured. Kurt Donahue now staying at 13, and obviously Avarillo going into 6.
Lemuelu's
starting back row.
He did that.
257 metres.
Yeah, didn't he do like 80 post contacts or something like that?
Oh,
Like,
I
that's
don't know. It was
ridiculous.
something crazy. I think Random Stats Guy threw up something. I think that's the most run meters by a back rower ever. Or something
So, a bit
ridiculous
close.
like that.
Oh, he might be top 5 or something.
Something like it was absolutely crazy. But I've been calling for that for how long?
But Finns ran away with this, but also taunted the Cowboys along the way.
Yeah, it was. I mean, was it really going to be anything else?
I kind of was hoping for it to be a closer game, to be honest. Like that 4X derby, like that Queensland derby type thing. But
yeah, but look, I think with the hammer back, and if the hammer plays against Cronulla, the Finns go home easy. Because all that was missing against Cronulla was...
Cronulla or the Cows?
No. Last week.
Yeah, okay,
So
sorry,
when
we're on last week.
The Finns were down in at Shark Park, all that was missing was that last support player, which is what Hammer is bread and butter.
Always for, yeah.
So, I mean, yeah. Finns going red hot, and they have no right to be.
They're pushing for the finals.
Well, we'll do some run homes later on, maybe in a week or two. But unfortunately, with the way some things are going, I think they might just miss out. I don't want them to.
But still, to be a team that's what's it? This is third year.
Third year in the comp, first year without Wayne. So
I think the Wayne curse.
Even if they don't make finals, if they finish 10th or higher, I think we can classify that as the curse broken.
Broken curse.
Yeah, because I mean they're missing the starting forward pack. They're missing.
I looked at the thing.
Nicarima as well now.
Their injury casualty list is they're up to
Both
15 players now.
Yeah,
in their top 30. So they've had to bring in all these other players on development deals.
Oh, I tell you what, Oren Keeley starting to look a player. As we said, just let him find his feet in first grade.
I think we said it a couple of weeks ago. Is he's too good for Cup, but he's not quite there in NRL yet.
Yeah, and he's starting to learn
exposure. That's all it needs.
That's all it is, mate. That's all that 80% of these young kids need is just time in the jersey. But yeah, we'll move on. Sharks 31 over the Roosters 18. Look. Again, last week didn't record, but Blake Brayley, he's too good for that Cronulla side. Like,
what did he have? He's had something. He played 80 minutes. He ran for. I think I looked at the stats. It was 90 odd meters, and what did he do? Like almost 50 something plus tackles.
Well, I think he was over 100 running meters from dummy half this week, which is insane
for a dummy half. That's unheard of.
And then finally, the rest of his spine's actually clicked onto the fact that if he goes, it's for a reason. So you better start following him. And for the first time, I think all year, we finally saw Brayley go from dummy half. Nico Hines following, Kennedy following. So maybe the Sharks have clicked onto the fact that this kid can do things. But
so he finished on 118 run meters, but he finished on 43 tackles.
That's it. Yeah, that's a work rate.
44 tackles, like that. That there is nuts.
And something like 121 games straight.
Yeah, he's still going.
He's still going. Like, I mean, realistically, if you picked a New South Wales Origin side tomorrow, he'd be your number 9.
Yeah, like he doesn't seem to put a foot wrong either.
No, he times his moments very well. His service is almost immaculate. But yeah, and then Roosters, well, I don't know. They tried to bring Chad Townsend in to steady the shit, but poor old Chad had a shocker. Which happens. It happens.
Yeah.
Sammy Walker, look, for me, with Sam Walker back in the side and at 7, I don't think he's a 7. I think he's a 6.
That's a lot of realistically. That's a lot of pressure to put on Sam coming back from an ACL too,
and a broken hand, which I don't think is 100% healed. If you saw some of the way he was going into contact,
he still managed to set up 2 tries.
Oh, 100%. Like, take nothing away from the kid. He's still going to absolutely try his guts out, and he's obviously the most dangerous, probably 20 to 30 metres out from the opposition line. But
because he's unpredictable, really.
Oh, 100% he's unpredictable. But it reminds me of another kid who's got the 7 jersey at a club, just been thrown in there. Does it actually work? Does it actually fit? I don't think so. Obviously, I'm comparing him to Lockie Galvin. Mm-hmm. I think those two
similar people,
similar style of play, similar people. I don't think they're 7s, but it is what it is. And when Hugo comes back, unless it's purely ego and you don't want to upset Walker, just put Hugo in the 7 and put Walker in the 6. It's not going to change anything. But it just releases the pressure of that 7 role. It's like how we called for Nico to wear the 6 and Braden to wear the 7. Like it ultimately doesn't change anything other than probably your mindset. So look, Sammy was okay. I'm not going to go out on a limb and say he was a world beater. But look, he did his job. Had a few moments that I'm sure he'd love back. Had a few moments that I'm sure he'd like to watch again. But that's Sam Walker.
I will say, looking at some of the highlights, because as I said, I was away for most of this, so I had to rely purely on highlights. But even some of the little plays that they did, where it almost looked like Teddy didn't want to get in the way of Sam Walker. There was points in that where previously when Sam wasn't there,
Teddy would just go
after it, but then he gets in the. It almost looks like Teddy just goes, "Oh, he's back. Yeah, it's right. I'll walk away." Not walk away, but
I don't know if it's that or if it's.
You get what I mean, though.
Yeah.
Like there's a few.
I mean, there's the line of letting the young kids play footy, and having the older blokes set back and just chill, but also now. Obviously, he's talking out of school. We don't have eyes and ears in the Roosters camp, but there's always been this constant whisper around Walker and his lack of willingness to listen to.
He's not a sponge.
Yeah, to listen to the elder statesmen around him for the advice.
Previously, Cooper Cronk walked out on him, so that a statement is alone. But
so if maybe Teddy's worried about upsetting the kid's ego, that could explain the holding back. But look, it is what it is. I think the Roosters are in for a bit of a rough trot home. So again, the finals are in question.
Very questionable.
I think they played Melbourne twice and a couple other top 4 seeds.
Melbourne,
Dogs.
I think they play Melbourne this week, actually.
Panthers, yeah. But yeah, we'll get to that. Well, speaking of the Panthers 30 over South's 10. Now, let's be honest, it realistically wasn't going to go any other way. I did tip South purely because if they were ever going to beat Penrith,
it was going to be now.
Without Cleary, without Yo. Yes, South don't have a lot of players either, but I thought there was still enough in that side that they should have put a better showing up than what they did.
That Panthers side. I will give credit to one player, Tom Jenkins.
Yeah.
To come through start of the year, be a player that not many people knew about, and he's keeping Paul Alamotti, who was a
grand finalist, but also a superstar in leading up to the grand finals. Yeah.
Who everyone was talking about, and he was there at the start of the year. Now Jenkins is the one keeping him out of the squad,
and rightly so. Like, I've got no issue with it. I'm a massive Milky Jenkins fan coming through at the moment. So, but there's another young fella, and I'm pretty sure it's on his inside, Casey McLean. Ever since that game where he showed up Critter, I think Casey's gone up and Critter's dropping. Critter's lost a bit of form, I think, since that game.
Just rattled him a little bit.
Yeah. Not only that, I mean, we spoke about no Nathan, no Isaiah, but the man at the back returned, and didn't he step up? Dylan Edwards just showed his class. Led the Panthers from the front. But,
305 run meters for that game.
Ridiculous. Nearly
2 tries and a try assist as well. 11 tackle busts. So that's up there with almost Brian Toto with his Dally M push when he was Dally M winger of the year.
Yeah. Well, look, obviously Penrith class and quality throughout. It wouldn't surprise me if Dylan Nathan and Isaiah Yeo and even Liam Martin didn't play this game either. So it wouldn't surprise me if those 4 or 5 boys actually get another rest before the finals. Because let's be honest,
So I think
Penrith's run home is not.
I think
that
Martin's
hard.
still dealing with that injury from Origin.
I think so. Yeah, I
Because
think
he
there's a
had
niggle
something
there.
in his hand. I think
Yeah.
it was. I couldn't remember what it was. I know he hurt his hand badly.
But we've wrapped Penrith. Old Beatrix from the Western Front, he'd be happy. But now it's time for Sweeney. If you're listening, you might want to put your fingers in your ears for this one. Wombat, what is going on at Souths?
They are a sinking ship trying to plug holes with band-aids while bailing with a strainer.
That's fair. Look, okay. All the talk is around the $6 million plus of injuries that they're not going to have for the rest of the year.
Well, just off the top of my head, they've now... Cam Murray's the first one.
Yep.
Recently is Keon from last week.
Latrell. Cody.
Cam Murray. Cody Walker. That's 5 there.
Campbell Graham.
Yeah, Campbell Graham, who's in and out.
No, he's gone now.
Is he gone now?
Gone
So
now.
that's 6 of your very well-known players who are also, I'd say, out of...
They're the elite. Well, that's your leadership group.
Yeah, besides one of them, which is Jack Whiten.
Yeah.
So, that's...
I mean, personally, I don't cop injuries as an excuse.
No.
Because especially in the NRL, if you've got a professional enough system and club, injuries are not an excuse. It's just give the next young fella a shot and off we go. You can see it at the Roosters. You can see it at the Dolphins of like this year.
Dogs.
The Dogs have had suspensions and injuries and have always found someone to fill in.
We'll go use the Raiders as well, because they've had a couple of young...
They haven't had injuries this year.
But some of the young guns that have had to stand up...
Oh, absolutely,
stood
yeah. But what I'm saying is I don't think injuries are a legitimate excuse. They are a factor, not an excuse, especially when you have a look at their New South Wales Cup side. I'm pretty sure is either dead last or third last. They're in the bottom of the ladder there. You go down to the under-20s comp, they're dead last. So there's something wrong at the club as a whole.
Yeah.
Now, that also leans into my point of recruitment. And I know we've touched on this before, but with injuries, the reason injuries become an issue or an excuse is because the rest of your recruitment's off.
Well, realistically, you've got some players that are coming through now that some people haven't even heard of. Like, you see some of them, like Lewis Dodd played his first game since... actually played his first game since, round 5?
Something like that. It was something ridiculous. But, again, he looks out of sorts whenever he gets on the field. So, again, there's recruitment. So, who made that choice? You have a look at the rest of the recruitment. They haven't recruited professional athletes. They've recruited projects.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, if you want to go far and win a comp, your top 30... You need at least 20 to 25 professional athletes.
Do you think they've maybe recruited all these projects and thought if we get Wayne on board, he can fix it?
I have no doubt that there's a massive part of that is... that's a massive part of their thinking. And I don't care how good you are. Not even Wayne can babysit 30 grown-ass men to try and do their best every week.
Well, you look at the way that Wayne sort of talks to him at half time and his mannerisms at half time. We've watched Wayne around a fair bit, and it genuinely looks like he just doesn't give a shit there. He does.
I don't think it's that. We all know Wayne's quite relaxed. I think he knows the hole they're in, and I think he knows that getting aggro and upset ain't going to fix anything. Because I'd also assume that he knows the mentality of that playing group. And let's be honest, South Sydney have not been a mentally strong team for years. Ever since probably Sammy left the joint. So I think the club as a whole will be happy just to wipe this season. They'll use the injury excuse and go, look, hey, we'll just forget about that and move on. But if this keeps going, this is nearly Tigers territory.
Ooh, that's a big call. I think that's good. I think that's upset Sweeney enough. Let's.
We'll move on. Raiders down to the Canberra nation's capital. Raiders 40 over Parramatta 16. Once again, I don't think this scoreline was ever going to be much different. I will give credit to the Para boys. They took it to them in the first half, but they were no chance of sticking with them in the second.
Well, at half time they were leading.
Yeah.
16-12. So that was like, oh, okay, that shows enough. And then Raiders just went, oh, okay, we're here to play. All right, let's play. It did take them a little bit to get going, though, in the second half.
Well, see, this is the thing. This is the typical Canberra thing that we've touched on before. They seem to have 20 minutes of a game where they just clock off. Yeah, I reckon that 20 minutes was probably the back end of the first half and the start of the second half.
Well, if you go off just off the stats of when tries were scored, the first try in the second half was scored at the 52nd minute, and they went 52nd, 59th, 72, 77, 79.
Yeah. So it took them a while to get going.
That last 20 minutes of just bang, all right, we'll play.
And look, Para aren't there yet. They will be. Give them another season, pre-season under Rylesy. Let Rylesy actually sink his teeth into the joint and get rid of the dead wood and keep these green shoots coming.
He's making some, I wouldn't say ballsy changes, but he's making the right changes at the right time too. He's finding what works, which seems to happen with good coaches. They go, okay, what works? All right, don't be afraid to make the changes.
100%.
But you can't. And Ryle's coming from being an apprentice to Craig Bellamy
and Trent Robertson, like
two amazing coaches.
Yep.
You go to the Eels and he sticks with it, but people are calling for change. Like, this needs to be changed, and he goes, no, I'm going to stick with this for another 2 weeks. Okay, these 2 weeks, it hasn't worked. Now I'm going to change it because I know for the fact it wasn't just that one day that it didn't work. Yeah,
exactly.
Take Craig Bellamy, for instance. Storm got demolished by the Dragons. Shocking game. They lost by 1 point by field goal. Everyone was going, nah, this person needs to be dropped. This was shit. That was shit. This is that. Bellamy names the exact same 1 to 18. And what do? They come out and flog the fuck out of the Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, it's only the Tigers, but
still,
they put the appropriate scoreline on for what they should be doing. Yeah, but no, look, I agree. All this hoo-ha about not selecting Dylan Brown or playing him at hooker and this, that, the other.
He's made his decision to the Knights. Fuck off.
Brownie's made his own bed, and he doesn't want to go to Newcastle early. That's the only reason why he's still at the club. And the season's at the point where it's like, well, we're not a top 8 chance. Let's start looking at what next year can
start
bring.
Looking at the future.
Like,
this to me, I'm not an Eels fan, and I know you are.
Yeah.
But the comment that got made about all the Eels fans are coming to watch Dylan Brown play.
None of them are.
No.
All the Eels fans are coming to watch Isaiah Iongi
or Mitch
Joash Papali. Mitch when he's fitting on the field. Zach Lomax. Like, as much as I love Dylan and everything that he has done for the club while he was there, mate, he's leaving. He's made his choice. As far as the fans are concerned, he doesn't exist. There's that mental block there now. It's like what we'll recognise you when you're in blue and red next year and boo the living crap out of you.
Because about that one, and you see all the comments that kept popping up about that. I can't remember who made the comment, but all the people that were commenting on it, it's like, when you say Eels fans, who are you talking about? Who are you actually talking about? Because don't talk for us.
Yeah.
Go away.
Yeah, mate. I think there is more. This is such a shit year for Parramatta so far, results-wise. Or, sorry, not even results-wise, ladder-wise. But I don't think Para fans have had this much hope and positive energy about the team for nearly 6 years.
I would say that since the start of the year, every single game they've played, there has been slight improvements in the small things. Not the big things of we can score big. But the little things.
100%. And I think
they get through a set or they make their tackles, they commit, they put points on premiership leaders at the moment. But they honestly, they kept Raiders, and they were leading at half time. Yeah, the Raiders blew them out of the park in the second half.
To be expected, to be honest.
But Para shocked the Raiders in the first half with that 16-12 at half time.
Oh, absolutely. And, always going to support the boys, and I'm actually really excited to see what happens next year. But, Wombat, we move on to another side that has probably at the back end of their rebuild, the Dogs, 20 over the Dragons, 18, and...
There was some controversy in this game, wasn't there?
Yep, and I'm with Flano here. I think...
Which part, though? Because there's a few things that people...
I'm not... Okay, so I'm with him 100% on one call that he said, and the other one I'm not with his motion, but I have my own issue with it. So we'll start with the Kiraz and
incorrect
Leilua play the ball area. Now, the referee has ruled it as an incorrect play the ball, lost ball, whatever, on the field. As far as I'm concerned, and what has been the go for the last 2 years, if you ball plant and when you go to play the ball, if you are not on your feet, not 1 foot, 1 knee, both feet, and you plant the ball, automatically your right is gone. You are in the wrong.
Yep.
Kiraz had 1 foot up, one knee down, and ball planted. Challenge over, Dragons ball. Somehow, the bunkers come up and gone, but Leilua's moved into the... He didn't. He's basically just moving his foot to get his stability underneath him so he can get up at marker. And Kiraz is rushing it. That's a lost ball. That's a loose carry. That's the wrong call.
As they've said, you're not on your feet. You've lost your feet.
Yeah, but then the NRL come out and say, this is a correct call. So I'm bullshit to the NRL PR bus. And then that's what gets them down the other end of the field. And I don't agree with Flano saying that Kikau's basically thrown it into Sloane and it's a knock on. But I absolutely hate this rule where players are making a genuine tackle and just because the ball's been passed and it touches them, it's a set restart. I absolutely hate it. If you are... And it's obvious to tell if you're playing at the ball or if you're making a tackle. If you are making a tackle and the player passes the ball and it goes south, tough shit. We need that as a game. That rule needs to be changed because you can tell when someone's coming in and deliberately trying to hit the ball down. 100%. That's a fresh set. Keep playing.
Yep.
But if you are genuinely making a tackle, you are in the wrapping motion and everything, and the ball hits you and then goes to ground, knock on.
The only thing I would say, I guess a bit of a caveat to that one would be, if you are going to make a tackle and the ball comes off, as he's saying, he's in midway to pass, you've come in to make the tackle, but the ball's contacted you and gone out. That would be off the last person.
Yes, because
that's where that's where
that one I can cop that. Yeah. But then that just leans that then they're not going to change the rule at all because making a tackle is playing at the ball somehow. So I've hated that rule for years. It destroys games. It destroys teams multiple times every week.
Yep.
I hate that rule. But other than that,
I feel bad for Sexton here. I really do.
I do as well because I actually think if Sexton plays, the Dogs look a lot better and a lot more comfortable. Now, I'm not dissing young Lockie. I think it will work.
Just not right now.
But I think if they stick with him at 7, they've kissed the premiership goodbye this year.
Ooh, that's a big call.
They may be able to win it with him at 7 next year, but it won't happen this year. Because let's be honest, it took until the 79th minute for the Dogs to win this game. They weren't in it. They looked disjointed. They looked everything. And that was always going to happen with Galvin coming in because he is, as we mentioned before, similar to Sam Walker. He's that frenetic, unpredictable, I'll zig and I'll zag, a little bit of Jerome Luai in him type thing. And when you have a team that is so process and system driven, it takes a lot for the other players to realise that flexibility is allowed. And you got to think, it took Penrith a while to figure that out with Luai as well. Like, Nathan steers the ship and everybody else knows their role so well. And Jerome was allowed to literally go out there and do whatever the hell he wanted. Mm-hmm. And it took him a while to realise, if he steps off the right here, I know I need to be over here because he's going to come back here and do... It takes a while for other players around you to read what that instinctive player is going to try and do.
Yeah, and it does take... Because what's this? His third or fourth game at the Dogs?
Yeah, and this is the first time he started at half.
Yeah, and it's...
So it's going to take a while.
It's a tough thing to...
I've no doubt in 3 weeks' time, they're going to actually look a lot more in sync and they're going to look dangerous. But I think they've killed their premiership hopes. I do not think the Dogs will make a grand final. They maybe get to a prelim, but even then I'm not confident.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Dogs have... The Dogs at the start of the year are not the same Dogs they are now.
No, and I'm not putting this all on Galvin either. I think, as we mentioned before, Critter's dropped in form. Let's face it, Origin 3 was horrendous. Mm-hmm. That game where Casey McLean stood up to him, I think it's all stemming from that. There's a little bit of shit, I need to get back and knuckle down.
Even from Kiraz as well, like his kick return meters aren't as big as what they usually
Kiraz
are.
is nearly turning into Lomax, having to try and find an offload every time just because he can. Mm-hmm. If the pair of them cut that out and do it when it's right, they are much dangerous players.
I've also noticed Josh Curran is getting a lot less minutes.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, whether that's just maybe preserving him for the finals or like who knows. Like, obviously we don't have eyes and ears in any camps, but I reckon the Dogs as a whole are a little bit off. Like, they've started the year and gone so hard at the start. I don't think the tank will be where it needs to be for the back end of the year.
No, I'd have to agree with that.
But that's a lesson. Like, Penrith had to learn that lesson in 2020.
Yep.
So this is just their lesson year, possibly.
Well, they've been building to something like this for the last couple of years.
Yeah, exactly. And you got to think, next year it gets better for them. They gain Leo Thompson. So they gain a genuine play one front rower. Mm-hmm. There's that Dogs team is still building, man. Still building. But anyway, we better move on.
My neck of the woods.
Yeah. So I think this would be a game that I think you would have seen the score and probably didn't want to watch the highlights. Melbourne 16 down, going down to Manly 18 at home.
Well, I will say this actually made me want to watch to find out what actually happened or what went wrong.
Everything.
Yeah, from the stats that I read, from where I was with the very little reception, was it in the first half there were 10 errors, and they conceded 7 penalties. Yeah,
discipline has been an ongoing factor for the Storm this year.
It really has.
Whether it be little silly shit like that Liero and Stefano one a few months back, Nelson
one as well.
Nelson. No, I said this at the start of the year, mate. I think Nelson's on the out at Melbourne. He finally came back. He had that one stellar game, and since then
he was clean.
Then he's back to his old Nelson ways of giving away a minimum of 2 to 3 penalties a game, maybe one big run.
The only thing about I got no issues with the penalty about the Nelson thing, about the elbow in the head, because you've taken out a defender.
Yeah. Oh, it's a penalty every day of the week.
Yeah, completely agree with that. I don't understand the 2-game suspension for it, though. Yes, Nelson has a rap sheet, but that's from last year. This is his second or third offence this year.
Yeah, I think carryover, judiciary carry is over year to year. It's only every 5 years. Okay. So if the charge has been there, so once the 5-year mark for that charge disappears.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure the carryover lasts for 5 years. But in saying that,
this is the thing: judiciary is one player can do one thing.
Such a potluck.
Like Harry Grant, for instance, in this one got penalised for making contact with the kicker.
Yeah. But
then they come out and say he was warned prior to this about putting pressure on the kicker. I'm like, okay, that's fine. We understand you got to protect the kickers and everything like that. But realistically, the contact that was made on him...
That was minimal. It was nothing. But at the same time, the letter of the law, and this is where the bunker really doesn't understand the game. But at the same time, that's not what it's there to do.
No.
The referee in the middle is there to understand the game. And this was a Manly challenge. The referee let it go. So this was a Manly challenge, and it was probably an intelligent challenge. Like, it was always, as soon as Brooksy felt anything touch him, it was always going to be a penalty.
Like, I'm not defending the Storm. Storm should have lost this by a fair bit.
100%.
I'm disappointed. I'm gut-wrenched, and I actually felt... I didn't want to keep watching the replay of this game. Manly should have thumped Storm.
The way Melbourne were playing, mate. Yes, okay. Xavier Coates got a hat trick, but that's nearly standard.
The Nick Meaney we've seen the week prior, non-existent.
Don't know where he was this week. But in saying that, this may be the best thing for Melbourne's season because we are 7 weeks out from
7 weeks
finals?
out from first week of finals.
And let's be honest, the Storm have not played fantastic footy all season. They've had a good 40 minutes.
They've never played 80 minutes this year.
They're not the Melbourne Storm we're used to. They're not the grinding, well-disciplined, will beat you in the last 10. It almost feels like Melbourne these days just want to come out and blow the team off the park in the first 20 and sit back in cruise control for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it kind of feels like that, but in certain times you watch their games that they play, and it's not that.
Yeah, so I think this will be a blessing in disguise for Melbourne. I mean, I wouldn't want to be any one of the players at training this week, but tell you what, I think
after the next few
Joe
games,
Chan, Craig needs to find a new centre because Joe Chan is not a centre. It's taken teams nearly 3 weeks to figure it out, but he got found out big time.
I do think that's got partly to do with the fact that, unfortunately, Pappenhausen is...
Yeah.
And instead of having a backup fullback in Sewer, you've lost Sewer as well.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's injuries, but that's not an excuse, and Melbourne never uses an excuse. So, but yeah, we'll move on.
Could be the wake-up call.
Well, I think it's going to be a great wake-up call. I think this could turn them around, and we'll wait and see what Melbourne do. But we went down to Leichhardt on Sunday afternoon. No better place on the planet than to be at Leichhardt on a Sunday afternoon if it's not raining, and it wasn't. Beautiful, beautiful venue. Tigers 21 over the Gold Coast Titans 20. I'm trying to think of the way to say this nicely.
It was a good move putting Dewey at 13.
Oh, 100%.
So I'm trying to bait you with good little bits.
That's about the only positive I can take out of this game, because it started okay. It looked like, oh yeah, cool, and then as the game went on, it just slowly devolved into what it is, a bottom of the table game. Unfortunately, the Titans probably thought they'd done enough and maybe clocked off a little bit, but
losing your captain though in 25 minutes, that hurts.
Tino going off early did hurt them, but I've got to say, Taylor May's return to the NRL was fantastic.
He did, his stats weren't superstar level, but he was involved.
His stats don't reflect the game he had.
No, he was there.
Mind you, his stats still should say a try, 2 try assists, and over 100 metres.
But Gerald Skelton as well in that game. Those two on that side were...
Yeah, I think you see Taylor in that centre position for the rest of the year, unless, touch wood, no injuries. But
what's going on with the Titans, man?
That's the whatever multi-million dollar question I think on everybody's lips is.
I think we said at the start, before we even started this season, on paper, the Titans have a top 4 squad.
100%. Well, I put a thing out this week. I've got him with the spoon. Like, to be honest,
Desi's first spoon, is it?
Desi's first spoon in he'll tick over the 500 game mark in a couple of weeks, but at the same time, I could only see them winning one game for the rest of the year, and that's against Souths in a couple of weeks' time, and that's only because Souths are absolutely decimated with injuries. So the Gold Coast Titans will be playing a reserve grade side that week, and if they lose that, jeez, I don't know where to go.
Yeah, that's not good.
Basically, if they lose that the spoon's guaranteed.
Yeah, it does, but what does that mean for Desi? And
I think Desi walks off his own accord with a half push at the end of the year. I don't really know. I think there's enough good candidates out there now that are sitting in the wings that you can. It's not going to hurt to throw a rookie coach in at the Titans.
Would you maybe say Josh Hannay?
I'd be going all in on Josh Hannay. Josh Hannay is 100% next man up. It has to be. I wanted him to be Parramatta coach.
Oh, I think you've.
Although I'm happy. I'm very happy. It was Rosie or Hannay. I didn't really mind. My preference personally was Hannay, just because I know the resume
and where he's been
and who he has constant contact with. But Rosie's the same. It's just a different nursery. I think Josh Hannay. If the Titans don't throw everything at Josh Hannay, I think they lose Tino at the end of the year. I think Tino signs with Perth. Yeah, I think Tino signs with Perth if nothing changes by the end of this year.
Look out, Titans fans, because if Tino goes, I know for a fact David Fafita's going.
Yeah, and Mal's got that Titans link.
And he's also come out and said that he wants to target Tino.
Oh, yeah.
He's come out and said that.
Why would you not want to build a club around that bloke?
Oh, he will and can attract players.
100%. But poor Des. I mean, everyone's going off about the clip going around about him telling the boys get out of the shower. Personally, I have no issue with what Desi was doing.
I don't either. I've been on the end of some sprays before. Because you know for a fact the spray's coming, so you want to get out of there as soon as possible.
I think it was even better that the little thing that came out was, he gave him one spray. No one really responded. So he walked back in to give him a second. I'm like, yeah, sometimes you need that. And I've got no issue with what he did, and I actually am going to side with Phil Gould. I agree. The cameras shouldn't even be in there.
No, they shouldn't be.
The dressing room, I mean, there's a whole list of reasons, but the dressing room is a no-go zone. That's for player and coach and staff. Like that we don't need to be in there. We can go in a winning shed and do the interviews. That's fine. But we don't need to be in there to see the blow-ups and that. That's just media bullshit.
Yep.
Because that goes on everywhere, every club, top level to grassroots.
I know you and I have been on the ends of some serious sprays.
And I've dealt a few myself too.
But I've been pulled aside into little rooms before, and me and another player have just been rinsed by the coach.
The one-on-one or the small group sprays hurt a lot more than the team sprays.
But not even sprays where you're getting yelled at. The little ones where it's the calm, like a dad talking away. Yeah. They hurt more than the blow-up sprays.
Because you already know what's coming.
So when
you're expecting the spray because you already know that you've missed that tackle, you missed that assignment, you were late on that run, you ran the wrong hole on that one. You already know in your head what's coming. And you're expecting the coach to come in and absolutely tear strips off you, and it's a nice calm. It's like, all right, Wombat, I'm telling you. That there in the second minute, not good enough. And then they keep going. And when it's delivered like that, it hurts even more.
The worst one I've ever copped was the slow discussion.
Yeah.
As he's taking the jersey away from me.
Oh.
That hurt.
That'll sting.
But then getting dropped back to reserve grade.
Yeah.
And then, still remember that game. I went out. That A grade coach came back and was tallying up my stats. 3 try assists, 2 tries myself. And at that time, I was playing lock. So it was a...
And I guarantee you, the A-grade coach is sitting there patting himself on the back saying, I knew the kid just needed talking to.
Yeah. But he come up to me after the end of the game and goes, well done. I'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Didn't see him for next week, though. He didn't get the call up.
Yeah, no. And
I think
that's good coaching.
3 weeks later, I did, though.
I think that's good coaching. That's a good test to see. If,
3 weeks later, I did, though.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll move on. Stop living down memory lane. Last game of the week was the Newcastle Knights 15 went down to the Wars 20 up in Newcastle. I tell you what, this Warriors fans want to start building statues of Leka Halasima.
Oh.
This kid, I don't know how he does it, but
right place, right time, when he needs to be.
Not only that, he still had to do 45-metre run, beat 6 defenders,
and carry 2 over the
try line. And, bro, that's not the first time we've seen him do this. He did it on debut or second game, chip and chase down the sideline, 30 out to score a match winner. Like, this kid's a freak.
He's a very instinctual player.
But he works hard. And from all reports coming out of New Zealand, this is a kid that will finish training and go and find one of the coaches and go, what can I do better? Can we run extras? Can you help me with my defense? Can you help me with my outside shoulder? He's not skating on talent.
So he's the player he knows he can be there and he's already there, but he knows he needs to maintain it.
100%. And if that mentality is in a young bloke of 19, maybe 20. I don't know if he's 20 yet.
I think he's 20.
Mate, if he's got that attitude and mentality now, future Hall of Famer.
Is he, would you say, maybe debut Kiwi at the end of the year if he keeps this up? Is he Kiwi or is he...
I'm not sure if he's Kiwi, Tonga, Samoa. I don't know where he hails from.
He's blown onto the park so quickly. Like... Until
he will be in a Pacific Championship side at the end of this year.
Oh, 100%.
Which one, I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to lean and say that he is a genuine Kiwi. But it wouldn't surprise me if he declares for Tonga or Samoa, like as we've seen with...
or he does the trifecta.
Yeah, he could do them all. And then, who knows. But Leka Halasima, keep going, young fella.
The Wars were lucky, though.
They were very lucky. They did everything they could to lose this game. And it's not a personal attack on Tanner Boyd, but sometimes you have a shocker.
I will say the Knights got very lucky as well with some things. That pass off the ground from Greg Marju to Dane Gagai. Look at Gagai's reaction.
The fact that Wade Egan was denied a try when his ball-carrying arm hadn't even hit the ground down the other end of the field, yet they allowed that one when there is a hand on him, ball-carrying arm on the ground, apparently slid off. Wade Egan, yes, had people on him, but his ball-carrying arm has never hit the ground, and momentum's rolled him over the line. Yet that's a no try, but Newcastle get given the try. I've got to buy a brand new TV now. Like what the hell is going on?
It made no sense.
But
it didn't.
Jack Cogger had a great game though. This is the unfortunate thing for poor Cogs. He had a stellar game at 7. He controlled it well. He kicked 2 or 3 field goals. Well, he definitely kicked the one to put him one in front with bugger all to go. He controlled the game well. He kicked well. Probably his best game outside of a Penrith jersey in his career.
Yep.
And doesn't walk away with the 2 points. Like, footy's cruel.
Yeah, it is. Cogger only had the 1 field goal.
One field goal. Well, he everything else, he controlled the game really well for Newcastle.
They couldn't convert, though, to save themselves.
No, well, I don't know who was kicking goals.
Gagai.
Yeah,
he only got the 1
Gags
penalty goal.
He had a massive cork on his thigh, like to the point where they went off to get a thigh pad strapped to him to come, like, well, one game on. Like,
I didn't see that.
Gags was in no shape. He was cooked. And that's just through effort. Like, if there's one bloke that is going to...
It's just, I don't know.
But yeah.
I will... It's something I've I've unfortunately fallen back on is acknowledging pathways teams.
Yeah.
So one being, so I've got 2 teams from from Host Plus.
Yep.
So the Queensland comp.
Yep.
And I've got 2 from the New South Wales knock-on effects. So
Alright,
the 2 bottom feeders ones. So the Queensland side, Burleigh Bears a thumping win over East Tigers, 48-6.
Hey,
So Burleigh Bears is also a feeder club for the Storm.
Storm.
So it was a
last year, yep.
Storm feeder in this game.
Yep.
Then the second one is also Sunny Coast Falcons.
To another Storm team. Yep.
Storm one beating Pride 42-4.
Is that Northern Pride?
Yes, that is Cowboys
feeder, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So 2 massive thumpings out of those ones. I'll leave the special one till last, but also the Dogs having a 58-20 win over the Sea Eagles.
Apparently, Toby Sexton's fingerprints were all over that. Apparently,
Toby Sexton 3 try assists in that game.
Yeah.
Now, got to be happy for the Wars fans. 32-18 win over the Sydney Bears.
Yeah, North Sydney Bears. Yep.
Also, 13 on the
13.
trot.
Yeah.
They have equaled the most ever consecutive wins in any comp.
Nice.
So I'm not any comp, NRL era.
Yep. That's nice. And considering...
And I have fact checked that. The closest one to get to that run was the Melbourne Storm in 2017.
Yep.
Where they did 12 in a row.
Yeah. Well...
And that's not counting finals either.
I tell you what, that New Zealand Cup side would now have Jet Cleary in the halves, would it not, with Tanner Boyd stepping up?
I'm not 100% sure. If he was put through with it, I'm pretty sure he was put into the 6 for the start of it. I'll do a quick fact check here. But that Warriors side, man, like...
Look, if they've got more young kids coming through like Leka and Dimitri Vaymeunga and all the others that are coming through, like...
Another young one is Leia Tower.
Oh, yep.
Played fullback.
Oi, that's a big fullback.
Yeah, so Edward Cossey also played on the wing. But yeah, Jet Cleary was also the 7 in this game.
There you go. So,
but they've got Tom Alley. Like they've got a huge mix of
experience and young fellas.
Yeah.
No, that's
but
great.
The fact that they're 13. Oh, Graham Taufer as well.
Oh yes.
Also one of the centers. But looking at the stats, man, like the stats scream Warriors that are going to, like, they're outright first by 6 points.
Oh, in Cup. Oh, yeah, they've got that. I think this will be the 4 in a row, 3 in a row.
If they win this will be three in a row.
So they're doing the Cup 3-peat. But rugby league is flying in New Zealand.
Oh, but to say that, like, they're doing everything. They're doing everything right as well.
Yeah,
because
they're doing it the right way.
So, here we go. You've got... Correction, I was actually wrong. They're 5 points clear of second spot. So, I'll just do the top 5 here, which is Warriors, Dragons, Eels, Jets, and Panthers. So, people that don't know, Jets are the feeder club to the Cronulla Sharks.
Yes, they are.
So, Newtown Jets is their proper name. So, between first and second is 38 to 33 points. And then from then on, it goes 27, 26, 24.
The fact that the Panthers' young Cup side is up in 5th is impressive, considering they're basically playing a Cup side in the NRL at the moment.
Pretty much. But for the Warriors, they've got 17 wins, 1 loss. And they have a points differential of positive 289.
Jesus. Ring the bell, stop the fight, it's all over, give it to the Wars in the New South Wales Cup. But Wombat, we've got to quickly jump back across the ditch to Australia because there's a bit of breaking news, or I don't know if it's confirmed yet, but from all reports, we have a Kangaroos coach.
Interim Kangaroos coach.
For 3 games at least, we have a Kangaroos coach. Kevy Walters has been given the nod ahead of Cameron Smith.
Do you think that's maybe because Cameron Smith has ties to NRL? as commentary.
Well, so does Kevy.
Is it as much as Cam Smith though? Because Cam Smith
Yeah,
seems
Kevy
to
would be
do,
more because he's on Fox. Cam Smith's on 9 and they'd only do 3 games.
but Cam is also a part of Queensland. Kevy's sort of that free floating.
Yeah,
person.
look, I don't think at the end of the day, I don't know why they've gone Kevy over Cam, because I think Cam Smith would have been someone like a Billy Slater who just let him do it. Because we all...
Could be another Mal.
Well, yeah. I mean, let's be honest. A Kangaroo squad doesn't actually need that much coaching. It's like the great Queensland side that he was in charge of. Didn't need that much coaching. So, the Kangaroos' job is probably the hardest to screw up in rugby league.
Or maybe they're giving it to Kevy to screw up.
Well, I don't know about that. Look, I wish him well, but at the same time, I would have preferred Cameron Smith, just because there's something about Cameron Smith just fills me with a little bit of more confidence.
Well, look at his rap sheet, man.
Yeah, not only that, but there's the other factor too, that the possible defection of a lot of current Kangaroo players to the Pacific Island nations, so Samoa, Tonga and all that. Most notably, obviously the big news is going around at the moment is the Payne Haas, Tino Fasua Malaawi and Hamaso Tabuai Fido.
All defecting to Samoa.
Rumour has it they're defecting to Samoa. Now, I have no issue with this. No issue whatsoever, because it'll make the international game a million times better. One comment, if you go now, you don't come back. Now, that's just me, because you've made your choice, go make them as strong as possible. Australia, do some work and bring some young kids up. I've got no issue with that. But I think with Cam Smith as coach of the Kangaroos, I don't think those 3 defect.
Yeah, that's a high possibility of that.
Whereas Payne's been under Kevy for 3 or 4 years at the Broncos and they weren't great years. So Payne's confidence in that situation, you would assume would be...
Pretty sure Tino was in this Queensland squad when Kevy was there as well.
Yeah, but again, that Queensland squad didn't need coaching.
But he knows what...
Exactly, he knows the feeling and what it's at, like this, that, the other. So I don't think Payne would have a lot of confidence in Kevy. If Payne's gonna go, Tino's gonna go.
Yep.
And then I don't think the hammer would be. I don't know. Kevy doesn't strike me as the sort of coach that the hammer would thrive under.
Thinking about it, because to me. And the way, again, it could just be an old way of thinking. The Kangaroos selection should be from state of origin.
Yeah, that is very old school, and I have no issue if that's what it is.
Yeah, but for this whole back to the defection thing is, if you leave now and you go to represent Samoa and Tonga, all the best to you. Represent your culture. It's a great thing. International footy will just continue to grow.
Yeah,
but don't whinge and complain later when people go up in an uproar about you playing state of origin as well.
Yeah, see, look, the origin debate is a little bit different because it's not a genuine Kangaroo trial anymore. So therefore, if Tino, Payne and Hammer legitimately qualify for the States, which they do, they were all born in Australia.
Yeah. Which
they all played their junior footy in the... we're not bending any rules of origin to get them into the squads. And realistically... I've got, you want the big names playing in there, but then you've also got Kiwis and Pommies that are going to stand there and go, well, hey, what about us?
But this is where I'm trying to get back to.
So do we just open origin floodgates? Absolutely. And go, well, if you qualify under the state and the birthright laws and the junior club laws, you can play. But
where I'm getting at is, previously we've spoken about it, the roster and rotations. Do the Pacifica challenges. Yeah. That's where I'm getting at. Yeah. So it opens up the door to all these younger...
Yeah.
I don't want to say full Australian kids, but it opens the door to younger kids that are coming through that can potentially play state of origin.
Oh, absolutely. But again, if these boys now go and play for Samoa at these Pac Champs, at least for 5 years, you are not eligible for Australia. Not this 2-year on and off thing. Make it 5 years, because there's also a World Cup coming up at the end of next year. So I don't want these boys going to play for Samoa, winning the Pacific Championship, and then going, I'm going to pull the green and gold jersey on for the World Cup.
So I can play.
Nah. You go pull the blue and white jersey on for the World Cup and try and win it for them.
Yeah.
That, I think, would mean more to them and probably to their cultural heritage, because it also helps that all three of them have already won a World Cup in the green and gold.
Yeah.
But I have no issue with them playing Origin, but I do have an issue if they keep flipping and flopping at international level every 2 years. I think make a choice and stick with it. Like Jason Taumalolo will never play any other jersey now other than Tonga. Mm-hmm. Him and Andrew Fafita started it, and neither of them came back.
But he was very clear on that. He goes, I've represented Kiwis before. I have an opportunity to represent Tonga.
Yeah.
I want to go represent Tonga.
Yeah,
he went and didn't look back.
Yes. I have no issue with that. I think that's the right way. That's the way to do it with the most integrity. But these days, and we've seen how contracts mean nothing, and we see how players treat the game lately as it's just a cash cow and a paycheck. I do not want that to happen to international footy. Yep. Because that will destroy all credibility of the international game.
I'd have to agree, but...
Because, I mean, hey, if that Samoan side does rock up and it is all defects, holy shit. Mm-hmm. Good luck trying to beat it.
Yeah, Kevy's going to have his work cut out.
But
the thing
Kevy's only coaching against England for the Ashes as well. Yeah. So, again, we all know the mess the Super League's in, and let's be honest, all the best English players are already in the NRL. So you've got the Morgan Smithies, the Herbie Farnworths, Victor Radley, AJ Brimson, a couple of others down in Canberra. Like, they're already here. We know what they do week in, week out. So if we can beat those 5, then the others aren't an issue. So I have no fear about the Kangaroo Tour and the Ashes. But I do have a fear later in the year when it comes to pack champs, and then what happens beyond that.
Because I don't think Kevy would be willing to make those hard decisions of who goes where and what positions.
No, and I think his track record proves that. Whereas someone like Billy Slater, I would have had no issue if he became Kangaroos coach. He's been Maroons coach for 5 years, ticked all the boxes possible, has dominated, has had comeback wins, has had the world's shittest team, has had to blood rookies into side. Billy's owned Origin as a player and a coach now. Give him the Kangaroos job.
Because this year, he dropped Queensland's captain and halfback.
Yeah.
Tom Dean come in, bang, here you go.
So, I mean, and that's where I think Cam Smith would have something similar to what Billy has. And I just, look.
Not seeing that with Kevy, though.
I don't see the inspiration with Kevy. Kevy's got all the heart and belief and passion possible. He just doesn't inspire me.
Yep, that's fair.
Whereas, someone like a Cam Smith, a little bit quieter, a little bit more dour, but I'm going to listen. Someone like Billy, again, is a little bit more reserved, but when it comes to the crunch, I'm hanging on to every word. So, look, it'll be interesting, especially if these players defect and they aren't available. The selection choices, the way he's going to have to possibly gear up a young squad.
Well, if we think
other
about
side of the world, this is not an easy task.
Well, think about just using those 3. So Hammer, Tino, and Haas. Just as those 3 alone, you've got to find 2
middle forwards.
I would say top tier middle forwards.
Yep.
And I would say a top 10 fullback winger at the present.
Yeah, or centre, utility back. But, to be honest, I don't think anyone would argue. Well, you could argue, but Hammer's easily top 2 fullbacks in the game currently on form.
Oh, at the moment, with what he did in State of Origin 3 and at the Dolphins? Yeah.
Probably top, to be honest. He's probably the most informed fullback in the game at the moment. But
it'd be interesting to see what the selectors come up with and how he plays with the players in his squad.
yeah, well, this is just it. Like, there's a lot to go on, a water to go under that bridge. But Wombat, we've got to kill it there. So see you later on in the week for the previews.